What's up, everybody? It is Thursday night. That means it's time for the Toypixx Thursday night live stream. Apologies for starting just a little bit late. The worst part is, I was here, I was ready to go. I just completely lost track of time. So, yeah, there's that. Anywho, for the replay crew, let me know, put in the comments what the number one question you would have when it comes to asking, say, June or Jada itself about action figures is. Here's the caveat: don't ask for specific characters. We've all known for a long time no company's really going to do that. What we could maybe say is, do you plan on going deep with a line such as Cyberpunk Edge Runners? So, there's that kind of thing that we could pull off. So there you go. That's for the replay crew. Those are questions, things like that we'll be discussing in tonight's stream. To be clear, because I'm sure you all saw the thumbnail, June isn't here. I did send an invite, but I didn't send an invite till earlier today. And I sent it on the Jada Toys Instagram page, which I'm sure isn't the right way to go and all that stuff. So if somehow he pops in, I'll bring him in, but I wouldn't count on it. What this video is all about is, if we had June in front of us, what are the questions we'd ask? Now, of course, we'll be wish listing some as well, because how could we not? Again, you saw the thumbnail. I've got a few wants of my own. So with that, let's take a peek at the chat, see what's going on with everybody else. I'm pushing the button. Sci-Fi, what's up, man? Greetings and toytations, everyone. Dear Jada Toys, thanks for the bang-up job you've done with the cereal and commercial mascots and also Street Fighter. Scooby-Doo is looking to be another line. It is. We could have ended it there. Scooby-Doo is looking to be another line, but no, there's more Sci-Fi has to say. Full of fantastic fun from you. Now that you've dipped your articulated toes into Hanna-Barbera, would you do more of their classic and heroic characters such as Johnny Quest, Space Ghost, El Kabong? I don't know El Kabong. Watch, June's gonna get on at some point. He'll watch this and he'll just be like, El Kabong? No, he'll know. He'll say, Dave is the bad nerd, but I know my stuff. Blue Falcon and Dino Mutt, etc. Mind you, Hanna-Barbera also did DC characters, the Legion of Doom, the Super Friends, Plastic Man, and so on, all of which is owned by Warner Brothers, who also owns, okay, Sci-Fi, I'm gonna hope that you're gonna make me sing, or at least hum things like, but let's see if that's what happens. Looney Tunes / Merry Melodies, yes. Thank you, sir. And Adult Swim properties, SWAT Cats, The Saturdays, The Ventures, and just a vast and rich plethora of characters, or plethora. I'm not sure. I think it's plethora. Anyway, you could break it down into three main lines. Hanna-Barbera. Ooh. And we're starting with some Hanna-Barbera with the cereal stuff, too, with Fred and Barney and Scooby. Looney Tunes and the Warner Brothers collection. With such a vast library, you'll stay busy for quite some time. Thanks for listening. Now back to you, Dave, and the much esteemed chat. Thank you, Sci-Fi. I appreciate it. Those all sound pretty awesome to me. Must click buttons. Oh, yeah. Everybody's stopping in already. We're good to go. Sci-Fi and June at Jada, thanks, and may the Jadaness continue to flourish. We'd love to see some more properties like Robotech or Voltron, the Pilots, Transor Z. Transor Z. See, now you guys are talking above my pay grade. Let's see, Galaxy Rangers, etc. And what Sci-Fi George, Toypixx, Star, Matthew Matson, and the rest of the cast of the chat fam say, Akira is awesome too. Whatever you can make that's as cool as you've been doing so far, we're up for it. These are facts, and I brought in a few of the guys here to hang out. The fact is, I had them standing in front of here, and I was just going to keep tipping them over if I kept them there. Ah, that's right. Ooh, Chester. It's all good times. I love it all. They have not let me down yet, and hopefully they're able to keep that quality going forward. All right, Star, what we got? Hang, what's up, Skew and Sci-Fi? How about that? I went Skew and Sci-Fi. All right. Clankatron, what's up, man? Hello, everyone. How's it going? The people are stoked this fine evening, Clankatron. I think we're good to go. Ooh. Ah, very nice, Skew. Thanks for Frosty, too. All the awesome Jada this June. We appreciate 100%. Truth. Truth. They have, like I say, man, they have not let me down, and the stuff they've got coming looks phenomenal. Star, been thinking since Monday of what to say, subjects to bring up for discussion, thoughts about Jada's perfection now. Less than 2 minutes away from lunch. I'm going blank. Overloaded. Don't worry, Star. We can all help you. We'll all pick up the slack until you're good to go. And it looks like towards the bottom of the chat, you got good to go. Sup, nerds? Sup, Mr. Madsen? Good to see you, man. All right, what do we got? No worries, Star. Let's go over what cereal mascots they could add. Or Hanna-Barbera, Ruby Spears, and anime that seem to get you and Spaded and Harry and Tragic and Matthew and everybody going. This is true. This is true. And it seems June digs some anime as well. All right, Star, what do you have? What you got? How many folks at Jada are involved in determining any given IP to pursue? Is there a list the top brass draws up and votes on? Does the marketing department research the potential success of an IP first? Oh, I would think they'd have to. Now, one question I would have to kind of piggyback off what you're saying, Star, is okay, so Jada has become kind of a like people are loving Jada in the collecting community. So my question would be, have any IPs contacted Jada itself to say, "Hey, you want to make figures of our stuff?" That's what I would be curious about as well. Now, it might be a little early on still, and they're not pumping out tons of figures, so maybe not. But I'd be interested in that answer. I think that could be cool if they came on and said, "Yeah, people are actually getting a hold of us." Whew. All right. Oh yeah. See, it looks like you came up with a Star. What's the first steps for Jada after receiving a green light from an IP owner? That's a good question as well. How many IPs does Jada generally pursue each year, or is there a typical number? I wonder how long have they been making figures now? Was it 2020 or 2021 that the Universal Monsters came out? Like, I wonder if they have a normal yet. You know what I mean? Is it normal for an IP holder to be particularly critical of the fig's production, or do they mostly leave it up to Jada themselves? Ooh, that's a good question. Does Jada usually have a set production run of each line, or does it vary depending on the subject? You know what? I got nothing. They've got to have MOQs with the factories they use, but it might be you can go much larger with Street Fighter than say Mega Man. I'm not sure. That's a good question too. Speaking of which, where is Tragic anyway? Oh, Tragic's hiding out. He'll be breaking out. He'll be coming in at some point, I'm sure. Does Jada have to bid for IPs while competing or with other companies for IPs? I believe that's kind of the process that all of them go through. I'm not 100% on that, but all right, we've gone through quite a bit of chatting. I do have to do my obligatories. So let's go into this first. I want to make sure everybody knows that open, you fiend. There we go. Want to make sure everybody knows that April's Patreon photo contest is up. The theme is night. There's a description in there. I'm sorry. There's a link in the video description below where you can go to get all the details. You need to be a member of the Grande tier on the Toypixx Patreon, which is the $5 tier. And that's pretty much what I got. The contest ends April 30th at 11:59 Pacific Standard Time. And then a couple more things that I want to bring up real quick. If it'll let me push the button. I swear, push the button, you fiend. This is still up. It's going to remain up. So anybody that hasn't picked this up yet, 100 backgrounds for action figure photography. It's an ebook I put together that people can go to the Toypixx Patreon, download for free. You don't have to be a member. All I ask is if you download it and you find it useful, you go ahead and make copies and send it to a couple other friends of yours that are into this whole toy photography thing. So yeah, there's that. I also wanted to jump down here and thank Clankatron for becoming the most recent paying Patreon member. So thank you, sir. I very much appreciate it. I know you saw all this all over the social media. So there we go, ladies and gents. That is everything I have to talk about when it comes to the Toypixx Patreon and all that stuff. So now let's head back to the chat, see what everybody's chatting about. I shouldn't do accents. All right, Star. Does Jada watch what the competition is doing and plans accordingly first, or do they just go in guns blazing without a care what others are doing? As far as the company, Star, I don't know. I will tell you that I've seen interviews with June where he has said he'll pick up a figure and like he'll buy a figure and he'll look at it and he'll try to decide, he'll try to determine where he would do things differently articulation wise. So I think that's pretty cool where you know that he's just looking at it, trying to figure it out. I saw Unparalleled Universe's review on Tony the Tiger recently, and he seemed really he's pretty sure that with each figure they're stepping it up, which is what I love to see. I love to see that they're constantly evolving their processes and all that stuff. Sagat has toes now, or a toe hinge, whereas all the Street Fighter figures leading up to him don't, and they're going to go forward with toe hinges on Street Fighter figures. So I don't know about the guns a-blazing. I don't know about looking at competition necessarily. I will say that when it comes to June as an individual, he's checking competition to find out what he would do to make articulation better, different, all that stuff. And I think he's learning his lessons well, is what it sounds like. Skew, any plans for more Flintstones? Betty, Wilma, Bam Bam, Pebbles, and Dino. The Great Gazoo. I did not think about the Great Gazoo. That would be pretty funny. Star, every Jada fan is going to have their personal wish list for figs. Is this something that Jada would lend an ear to, or are they set regardless of what's wanted? Ooh, you know, we touched on earlier about how they have a great relationship with Warner Brothers. So I would think, considering what their relationship seems to be with Capcom, I know June was interviewed about where he basically said that when it comes to Marvel versus Capcom, obviously they can't do Marvel characters, but Capcom's cool with them doing one-off characters, like say Strider for a Marvel versus Capcom display. So that kind of thing is pretty cool. That's already set in stone because of the relationship. I shouldn't say set in stone, I'm sorry. But because of the relationship they have with Capcom, that's something they know they can do if there's demand for it. With a great relationship with Warner Brothers, then I have to think that Looney Tunes and Hanna-Barbera are pretty much on the table if they just decide they want to do them. And truly, with figures like Chester Cheetah and Tony the Tiger, they are completely set up to do Looney Tunes. Like, oh, I need this to happen. All right. Star, even if Jada picked up an IP that a fan listed, it would be years before anything would even be mentioned about it. That's true. What is it? Like a year? I've heard varying things, like 9 months to 2 years, I've heard is the time frame from concept to full development. So I don't know. I don't know. And Jada, I think they take their time because they want to make sure the figure is awesome. So you're probably right. It would probably take quite some time for all that. Could we maybe see Scooby Dum, Scooby Dee, and Scrappy Doo, Dino Mutt, and Blue Falcon, Space Ghost and Crew, Harlem Globetrotters, Hong Kong Bluey, Scooby Celebs? The celebs is an interesting question. Like, that seems to me to be like the other stuff is kind of, if they go really deep on Scooby Doo, yeah, we'll probably get a lot of that stuff. When it comes to Dino Mutt, Blue Falcon, it's more Hanna Barbera goodness. But when we're talking about celebs, you have to think they're going to have to go after several licenses to make those happen. And that would really make these things pricier than what they're going to end up being, probably via the tariffs. And would it be worth it? I don't know. That's an interesting way to look at it. But I'm not sure that June would have that specific answer when we're talking about prices. And of course, that was me just piggybacking off what you're saying as well. So who knows? Would Jada even consider doing a joint project with another manufacturer for something special, like other toy companies doing joint things? I don't even know. I do wonder for myself, and I don't know about the rest of you necessarily, but I do wonder, how deep are they planning on going on all the lines they've got? It sounds like they're good to keep going with the cereal mascots. It sounds like, I mean, obviously they're going to keep knocking out Street Fighter and repaints and all that stuff. Probably a little bit of the same with Mega Man. We'll see how deep they decide to go with Scooby. I guess what I'm really curious about is when it comes to, I guess, Cyberpunk. Jada, like when it comes to Cyberpunk Edge Runners, how deep are they going to go? We know that they were doing Universal Monsters that a lot of people seem to really dig, but the license holder didn't let them make the Mummy. So I'm just very curious, or maybe the license ran out before they were able to make the Mummy. I'm not necessarily sure. So I think one thing is, with every line you do, with if sales are good, like how deep do you plan on really going deep every time you do this, every time you start a new line, as long as the stuff sells? Or is it that you're mostly doing one-offs? I know when they talk about Frosty, it's mostly, I mean, they flat out said, June flat out said, this is something we're going to sell around the holidays, and if it does well, then we're going to look at doing more of them. So there is that as well, which is pretty rad. All right, all the way, baby. That's what we hope. That's what we hope, Star. What's up, Ghost Tab? Good to see you, sir. Thank you for stopping by. Much appreciated. So, we're talking about questions right now that if June were right in front of us, what kinds of questions would we have besides wish lists and things like that? We'll get into our own individual wish lists and look a bunch of stuff up later on in the stream. Yeah, in the stream. But right now, I want to concentrate a lot more on maybe how they make decisions, what they're going to do. How do they decide who gets crazy articulation? How do they decide? I mean, is it all a space thing, or is it they want to just throw as much articulation as they can at it? Or like something I'd be curious about is, obviously Jada makes a lot of money on their cars. So are they taking some of the profit for the cars to pump into making the action figures really awesome? That kind of thing. I'm more interested, I guess. I mean, yes, I have my wish lists, obviously. Looney Tunes, please. But I'm really interested in the business side of all of this. It goes. Yes. It's been since, I don't know, Monday? I'm not sure. Let's see. I've been busy with work. Oh, yeah, that'll happen. Guys, so I almost did the live stream from the office tonight, but I was like, oh man, I don't know. Right now I just have my phone to use as a hotspot. Now the phone is 5G, so I could probably get away with it, but I'm still a little sketchy. I didn't want to take this video, which I think is kind of important, and set it up so that it could potentially get dropped. So maybe Monday's video, I'll either test it with a hotspot, or I'll have Xfinity or whomever come in and install internet so we can start doing this from the office. It's getting so close. I have just one more wall and 2 doors to paint. Can't wait. Assuming I'm allowed to do what I want and people don't tell me what else needs to be done. Ghost Tab, I got an email from my Hot Toy Superior Spider-Man, and I was told they're holding on their shipment due to tariffs. Oh, that sucks. Oof. All right, what have we? Groovy Me, what's up? I want Jada to make Animaniacs, Freakazoid, and Roger Rabbit. Oh, I would take, okay, Freakazoid's cool, but I would take Animaniacs and Roger Rabbit in a heartbeat. I wonder who has the license for Roger Rabbit? Is it Warner Brothers? Is it Disney? Is it complicated where it's both? I don't know anything about the licensing there, but I love that movie. But yeah, all the Animaniacs, Yakko, Wacko, Dot, I would totally take them. Pinky and the Brain, the Good Feathers. The Good Feathers deserve good figures. Skew Yummy Mummy possible? Oh, yeah. Captain Crunch in the thumbnail is a great suggestion, Dave. Maybe Sonny the Cuckoo, Toucan Sam, Snap, Crackle, Pop. Oh, a 3-pack right there. Tricks Rabbit, Dig 'em Frog. Oh, yep. Dig 'em. Yep, those are all awesome suggestions. I'd love to see, like, truly, just go deep, Jada. I wonder what June would think about Jada doing their own line that they create the world of. Man, I think they could do a great job with something like that, just based on what they've done with the stuff that is the IP stuff they've done. Good Lord, my words are failing me again. But yeah, I think that would be sweet. But I don't know that they're in that position yet. We'll see. Hopefully, if they're not there yet, they can get there fairly soon. Something I do want to do here, let's drop that out of there just so we can keep something a little more on topic on the page. I typed Jada Toys action figure. And so we've got all kinds of stuff we can just mess with as far as backgrounds are concerned. We'll start here with a little bit of Sagat. He looks so Sagat-y. Oh, man. This is like when he's fighting and he's got to get low because he's not sure he's going to hit somebody in the face because he's so tall, that kind of thing. Oh, violence. Don't play that game unless it's funny. Ghost Tab, let's see. I would love a Freakazoid line. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying no. I think that would be incredible. And like I've said in the past, I don't have this crazy attachment to Street Fighter 2 or Mega Man or any of this. I just love their figures. I genuinely think they could make most anything and I'd be stoked to pick it up. Maybe not, but I think that's where I'm at. See, Disney has Roger Rabbit. Oh no, no. Oh, that hurt me. That hurt me to my core. Because again, I know people would love to see Disney do or Jada do some Disney characters. My concern would be licensing fees and could they do them as well as everything else, you know? And I only say that based on what Hasbro does with Disney figures. Like their Marvel figures and their Star Wars figures clearly aren't as good as their G.I. Joe figures, for instance, which is their own thing. See, Skew Jessica Rabbit and Roger Rabbit. Awesome suggestions. Ah, that would be fun. That would be. See, now we're just going to come up with stuff that none of us have really thought of. I mean, I think we've thought of Roger Rabbit and Jessica, but things are going to get crazy here in a minute. I just spoke with a guy at BBTS about the tariffs and prices today. They're really fighting for us, guys. BBTS is definitely on our side. They're collectors like us. That is awesome. And I'm sure I haven't read the whole thing, but I did get the email from BBTS talking about the tariffs. I don't know if you guys have or anything. But yeah, they are absolutely collectors and they're going to do whatever they can. Now, they might not be able to do a lot, but I think we should we should be stoked that we've got people on our side that are that big. I mean, BBTS is a pretty big collectible shop. Ghost Tab. Google says Amblin Entertainment and Disney each hold 50% of the licensing rights for Roger Rabbit. Okay, so who owns Amblin? I mean, we know, I think we have a pretty good idea who controls Disney and all that. It's been forever since I've heard the name Amblin, though, so I don't know anything about what's going on there. It would be awesome if Jada makes Space Ghost and the Herculoids. So many people were bringing up Space Ghost way back when. I figured that he had to go on the thumbnail. And a lot of people talk about Thundar, but the Herculoids would be a lot of fun too. Now that you guys kind of reintroduced me to that, the look is awesome. In fact, just so you guys know, I don't hate any suggestions because, again, I would be likely to pick them up. I'm just that stoked about what Jada's doing. See, that screen is so beautiful. Sagat, such a lovely Street Fighter, a world warrior, if you will. More Capcom like Final Fight would be fire. We know and understand a versus line is coming. See, yeah, that's gonna be incredible. I think, it's kind of funny. Mafex comes with so many accessories, but it feels like how people have talked about how the Jada sculpts are a little soft. The Mafex sculpts are a little soft as well. So it feels like the Jada figures and the Mafex figures go really well together. More so than, say, even Jada and Marvel Legends, or that's really the only example I had there. So I think Marvel versus Capcom, I think I'm in a good spot because I can build it with Jada and Mafex stuff since I love both those lines. It's kind of cool. I digs it. And of course, Marvel would have to win just because Jada doesn't come with as many accessories. But at that price point, I'm not even a little upset about that. Star, I'd like to know how Jada's action fig sales are comparing to their sales in their classic markets, like their cars. Ooh, that's a good call too. I want them to be more. I kind of, when things are really cool and then they hit a peak and then there's just this downward trend of things not being as cool anymore. I want it to be a while before they hit their peak. Like that would be very nice. And it feels like I don't want their action figures to take over yet. Like I want it to happen eventually, but not just yet. And they sell so many cars and so many repaints of those things. They've got to be making crazy margin on those just because there's far fewer parts needed to put them together. Spielberg owns Amblin, huh? Man, I wonder what Spielberg would charge. So Spielberg and Iger, we'd have to fight basically to get Roger Rabbit. Oh boy. We're missing too many of the family tonight. Where's Spade and Miss Cogsmith? Everyone should be here. It's Jada night for crying out loud. That's all right. Hey, people have things they do. We're all right. They'll stop by or they won't. And if not, we'll catch them on the next one. Let's see, phrasing words. I'll do whatever I want to be. I'm telling you. I don't know what's going on. The brain, the synapses, they are not firing like they should be. And I've even been exercising and eating better. I don't know what's going on. Amblin, yep, okay. So Spielberg and Iger each own Roger Rabbit. And I don't know. I wonder, you know what? Spielberg was involved in Animaniacs and all that too. So I wonder if Animaniacs is partially Spielberg and Warner Brothers. Sorry, my brain's all over the place apparently at this point. I like the softer plastics for figs. They feel more durable than the harder plastics, especially abs. I hate that stuff. I don't mean the plastics themselves. I mean like the crevices in the sculpts, like in the face sculpts, they're not as deep, not as sharp necessarily. The sculpt itself is a little soft. but I think it matches really well between MoffX and Jada. What's up, Paul? Good to see you, sir. Thank you for stopping in. We're talking all kinds of things, Jada. We're talking about questions we would have if June would be, or if June were here. And we also want to talk a little bit about maybe what kinds of lines we'd love to see them do. McFarland said once that some figures are purposely sold at a loss to get the market, and other figures are made cheaper than others to make up for the figures that are sold at a loss. That makes total sense. And I know there was a rumor a while back that that was kind of what Jada was doing. They were going to come in at the same price that everybody else was, at the $25 price point. And then when they got us all addicted with this crazy quality, they were going to raise the prices. Now, here's the thing about that plan. Their stuff is crazy quality. So if the prices go up a bit, I don't think anybody's going to be too upset. It's when figure lines that aren't crazy quality continually go up and you feel like you're getting less and less. That's when there's a problem. Ooh, there's a lot going on now. Let's see here. What's going on, Kairos? Good to see you, man. All right. I will continue pushing the buttons. Skew. Yes, Dave. He's licensed. Animaniacs and Pinky and the Brain. So there's hope. Okay. All right. What's going on, the Toy Odyssey? Good to see you. Thank you for stopping by. We're talking Jada this fine evening. So start listing off some questions you would have as if June were here. He might listen to this and decide, hey, I could maybe answer these in some kind of post or a comment, or maybe he drop a comment on the YouTube here. Who knows? So do that and start thinking about figures you would love Jada to tackle as well. Star. Didn't George Lucas once say concerning Bob Iger and Disney's Star Wars, creating mass failure is not something for amateurs? I don't know, Star. I don't know. I like the quote, but I'm not sure it was George. I'm not sure he was talking about Disney. I've never heard that quote before. All right. The last of the Time Lords is here. What's up, Anton? Good to see you, man. We're talking Jada, in case the thumbnail didn't give it away. I can't hear you guys. Uh-oh. Wait a sec. I'm pretty sure you can hear me. I can hear, so the TV's got me going in the next room as well. So I know it's coming through as far as speakers are concerned. So maybe check some kind of setting, Anton. Hopefully all's kosher. Oh, okay. Got it. Good, good. Well, let's see. He has to do all the monsters from the Hercules. Ah, that would be fun. That would be fun. All right, so we've gotten this far. Let's go through. Let's look at a few more picks here of our boy Sagat, just because. And then my own personal shamelessness is going to come into play here any second. And this has nothing to do with selling stuff. It is my own personal shamelessness when it comes to what I'm digging right now. I'm going to need, I mean, you guys know, Blanca is why Street Fighter exists. No one else matters. Blanca is the Flint of Street Fighter 2. Without Flint, G.I. Joe is nothing. Without Blanca, Street Fighter 2 is nothing. So, yeah, this I am incredibly stoked to pick up. I can't wait. This is the kind of stuff that they just consistently knock out of the park, and I needs it. I needs it. This is necessary. But I don't know. Let's see. Let's get out of Blanca. And I want to go now. Let's see, because I'm sure they've got to have this listed. I want to look at Tony. If anybody hasn't seen Unparalleled Universe's video on Tony the Tiger, the way that his joints work here, his torso joints specifically, is absolutely insane. He has a crazy side bend. He can bend backwards crazy. He can bend forwards crazy. He can move. Now, obviously, the tiny legs are a little limited, but I don't think anybody's going to hold that against. Oh, sorry about that, guys. Against anybody just because of how small they are. But yeah, comes with his bowl of cereal. He comes with a spoon with the frosted flakes. Comes with a box, of course. He's got all kinds. I wonder. I'm gonna see if I love this shot, and I do enjoy that little piece there, that effect piece. Wade showed it on his review of Tony the Tiger, and it looks like it's animated and doing the job. It looks incredible. But here we go. This is what I wanted to see. So we've got one pointer finger. You can see this little peg here. That's how he holds on to the basketball. And I think there was something else too. See, he's got the spoon here. According to Wade, you can take the spoon out of there, but the hand comes with it just like that. There was something else. I can't remember. For some reason, I'm thinking that the pointer worked on another accessory, but oh well. We won't worry about that right now. Just look at the majesty that is Tony the Tiger. He is indeed great, and he will go phenomenally well with the other orange cat that many of us have in our collection, that being Chester Cheetah. And it has me, I mean, truly, when I started thinking orange cats, that's when I started thinking, oh, wait a sec, guys. Okay, Bill the cat. But then I started thinking, wait, what about Garfield and Heathcliff? Just an orange cat Jada army. That's the ridiculousness that you all come here for. Star, Jada could do any character from Edge Runners, and I'd be thrilled. They could make a fig of the drunk guy at the end of the street 2 blocks over, and I'd buy them all. Edge Runners can do no wrong. Yeah. Oh man, I don't even feel tired and I'm yawning. Yeah, Edge Runners looks incredible. I still got to go nuts there. Kyrus, Tony the Tiger is a good looking figure for sure, Kyrus. If you haven't seen that review on Unparalleled Universe, make sure and just check it out. Just for the articulation alone, this figure is remarkable. The one thing I don't like about the review that he had was he kept saying, man, they didn't have to go this hard. And I kept thinking, no, every company should be going this hard. So there's a slight difference of opinion there. But aside from that, it was a great review. They should make his son Tony Jr., if anybody remembers him. I do not, Anton. Tony the Tiger's a dad? His kid probably didn't grow up very well, just if he was eating frosted flakes all the time. Star, it would rock if Jada did the monsters from the films that the master Ray Harryhausen did, like The Seventh Voyage of Sinbad, The Valley of Gwangi, or Clash of the Titans. I'd love it. Okay, tell me how to pronounce it. Was it Gwangi? Is it Gwangi? Is it Gwangi? I got nothing. I took a guess on Gwangi. Might be Gwangi. Help me out. Because clearly I took a gamble and I felt silly after saying it. So I might have been wrong. So yeah, just going through here. What other mascots, what other food mascots do you guys think Jada could just crush it on? I mean, we've got Tony, we've got Chester, we've got Frankenberry, we've got Boo Berry, we've got Count Chocula. We know Fred and Barney are coming. What other ones, if you think about it, do you think they could just absolutely decimate? Like you guys brought up, was it you, Skew? I can't remember. It was either Skew or Star, I think, talking about the Rice Krispies guy, talking about Snap, Crackle, and Pop. Imagine that 3-pack. And they could come with all different kinds of Rice Krispies. Or each one just sold individually and it comes with a different kind of Rice Krispies. That would be pretty awesome. And I think they'd crush it with that. We got Captain Crunch. That's what I was thinking too, Toy Odyssey. That's why I put him on the thumbnail. I started thinking about all these and I'm going, oh, they need a captain. That would be where the fun's at. So yeah, he ended up there. I think they were talking, I think it was Skew talking about Diggum, the frog from Honey Smacks. Toucan Sam, I think, is a necessity. And I keep thinking about when they build these, if they make these figures, how do they translate over to say Looney Tunes, right? So Chester Cheetah, I think that build translates beautifully, just basically a new head. I mean, I don't want to give them any ideas as far as repaint, but I think the build itself translates itself very wow. Okay, me with words again. Translates to a Sylvester the Cat from Looney Tunes really well. But I don't know. And I'm trying to think of who Tony the Tiger does. I was thinking Foghorn Leghorn, but Foghorn's kind of, he's more bottom heavy than top heavy. Kyrus, that's why I buy Mythic Legion skeletons. Ah, it reminds me of Jason and the Argonauts. Heckle and Jekyll. I wonder who could go. Maybe Toucan Sam could go to Heckle and Jekyll. I don't know. There's so much to think about. This Captain Crunch and John, let's see, the feel. Wait. And John the Feet as a double pack. Help me out. Help me out, Anton. I don't know what John the Feet is, but Captain Crunch and whatever else came on. I don't mind 2-packs, especially when Jada's throwing the figures together. Star, June made a comment that Jada is striving to blur the line more and more between domestic and import fig quality. I think they're doing it spectacularly. I do love SHF, but Jada's killing it. That's true. I mean, at this point, it feels like the only thing, I mean, they could step it up a little bit, but they're doing a great job. At this point, I'm thinking the only thing they could really do to level up in a much larger way to try and hit imports is just more accessories. But the figures themselves, I mean, this Dalcine feels wonderful. I mean, he's got a really long leg for, kicking. Nice kick, bam, bam, But yeah, I mean, they knock it out of the park with their figures. So I think they're pretty close to I basically what I'm trying to say is I don't think there's too many steps to go before they are for sure import quality on their figures. The next step after that would be let's just load them up with accessories. And they're kind of doing that with Street Fighter at least with their exclusives. Like with all the stuff Fei Long comes with. See, Guanji. Ah, okay. Thank you, Star. I appreciate it. Okay, Guanji. Go me. Dave, since you mentioned Space Ghost last time, that's now my most wanted figure for Jada to do. Imagine, like, they could knock it out of the park with Space Ghost. And then any other superhero figures they might have like that they might be able to do. Like, I think it would be kind of fun if they did a Super Friends line because then again, not to give them any ideas for repaints, but you could do all kinds of Super Friends from a Space Ghost mold. Star Droopy would be fun. Third floor, sir. I don't know my Droopy so well except from Roger Rabbit. Anton Geometry was the evil pirate who was always trying to steal the Captain Crunch. Got it. And by the way, I do think Geometry is evil. I'm not even talking about a pirate. That is not true. Sometimes geometry is helpful. But basically when it came to math, I think I could have stopped after compound interest. Okay. Toy Odyssey, who's that company that's doing Garfield? Is there a company doing Garfield? Could it be Boss Fight? Boss Fight tends to grab those kinds of licenses. Let's see if, oh, by the way, guys, and if you So we looked at the red Sonia that's a little more steampunk the other night. Maybe, you know what? Maybe we didn't. Hang on. I can't remember if we did or not. Let me look this up real quick. And I know this is deviating from Jada, but I wanted to make sure you guys saw this. So this is kind of a steampunk sort of red Sonia here. And she is $70 on BBTS plus tax plus $4 shipping. She is $60 on the Boss Fight Studio website. Now, I don't know what their shipping is. Obviously, there's tax involved as well. But if any of you are looking at picking this up, there you go. That's you just want to do some comparison pricing on those two, see what happens. But you guys, Toy Odyssey, I believe, said that about Garfield. And let me see here real quick. Yeah, wondered about who it was. And I'm thinking Boss Fight. So let's look that up real quick here. Because, yeah, you know what? I did say Garfield for Jada, but if Boss Fight has them, I'm not sure Jada would need to. Boss Fight, yep, there you go. Normal. All right, there it is, Toy Odyssey. We've got Boss Fight Studio has that. Now I'm looking to see if there's any others. We have Odie. Boss Fight's kind of doing the same kind of fun stuff, it looks like, that Jada's doing. And I don't have any Boss Fight figures, so I have to work on that a little bit. I'm thinking, okay, hold on. Tell me Garfield isn't sold out. I'm a little concerned because we came across Nermal and Odie before Garfield. All right, I'm going to type this in real quick, and then we're going to go back to doing the Jada thing. Boss Fight Studio Garfield, that guy. Okay, Garfield action figure. We still have the pre-order. So if anybody's all about Garfield, there you go. That could be a lot of fun, honestly. Yeah. I love that picture. That works for me. All right, so there you go. That answers who's doing Garfield. And now let's get back to Jada Toys action figure. Ooh, Jada Toy. Good Lord, people. I can't even type. Or talk. Can't type or talk anymore. It's all over. It's game over. Send me to the home. Let's see. Kyrus. Good Lord. Did you see those Beast Kingdom Justice League figures? They are 7-inch and the dark side looks really good. Might get it. Kyrus, I saw that dark side. I think he looks really good. The others look good too. And I would love it if they turned a corner, if Beast Kingdom turned a corner and their stuff was just awesome. Because I was tempted by their first dark side. I would be very tempted by their most recent one. I'm becoming a fan of Invincible. Never heard of it until talk of Jada doing those figs came up. If Jada does that line, I'm in. Yeah, like I said, I don't know anything, but the way June was talking in one of those interviews, it sounded like we just wait till SDCC and we'll probably see some Invincible figures in the booth. Which, yeah, I'd be in on those as well. Oh, there you go. Skew answered. Yes. I'm late. Work. No worries, Spaded One. We are good. Wait. Did I say work? You said whack. Good Lord, man. That is indeed whack. But at least you're here now, so we're good. Anton, he was named after a famous pirate John of FEA, of a fee. John of... All right, Anton, help me out. Yeah. McDysentery is here. This makes our lives more dysentery-ish. I got nothing. I got nothing. Let's see. Yes, geometry is evil math for me. At least was evil. Spaded one, what have we? Currently opening my Mofex Spidey 2099, another banger from Metacom. Oh, they do such good work. Those are my two lines, guys. Like, you've heard me say it a zillion times. If Mofex and Jada had all the licenses, I'd be good. And then the indies for the indie lines. Skew, Ren Fair, Sonya. Oh, yep. Renaissance Bed. There we go. Okay, I'm in. I caught that. We're good now. Get Milk Tea Girl. Only Figs is about ready to go. Bikini is better, but she, let's see, forced a pants figure apparently. Oh, yeah. Onlyfigs.com. That would be funny. You just buy figures like that. You just constantly post pictures of those only. It would be hilarious, but I gotta be honest, I feel a little wrong taking those pictures. Sci-fi, if they can't make Baby Sherman from Roger Rabbit come with a removable cigar and open hands to butt slap his babysitter, don't bother. Sci-fi, Lucy has a cigarette from Edge Runners. I wonder, okay, so obviously Baby Herman is, he looks like a baby, but he's not. Oh, I wonder if that would have to be an exclusive, like a Baby Herman with his babysitter and stroller set that Jada could do exclusively. Then he could come with all that stuff. But I don't know that you can sell that set at Walmart or Target. But it would be awesome. I would love a Baby Herman. God, now I'm just thinking, okay, forget everything else. Just make Roger Rabbit. Make stuff from that movie. I'm pacing the room, wishing to see how Jada would handle doing mecha figures. There's so much that they haven't gone near that it's just a crazed curiosity, isn't it? What's up, Britt? Good to see you, man. Let's see. I forgot stuff. Dave, you forgot about Tigra. She'd be the Smurfette of the group. Oh, you're right. I did totally forget about Tigra. But see, I'm thinking of the stuff Jada can do because they don't have, let's see, Tigra's already Marvel, right? Marvel Legends did her. Let's see. And that's my excuse for not coming up with other things to say there. Skew, Darkside, $79.99. Grab a pre-order on BBTS quick. I think that's kind of where we're at, guys, is, okay, we know this is the price. Grab it. Go. Do it. And then hope for the best in the coming months. Sci-Fi George Brigg, howdy. Anton has things to say. This is a little obscure, but I would say the Galaxy Trio and Ugor. Okay, I would get Ugor because I like saying that name, but I don't know who the Galaxy Trio or Ugor are. Anton, I have some Invincible figures. They're pretty cool. Nice, Anton. Who did those? Was it Diamond Select that did some Invincible figures? Ah, John the Feet. There was a pirate named John the Feet, huh? That's insane. All right. What have we? We're going to keep pushing buttons here because I likes it. I likes it. I loves it. I like to push buttons. I'm running out of room. I've been buying so much Jada just simply out of admiration for awesome quality and Edge Runners that between Jada and 3-0 Transformers, I'm spatially in trouble. Well, that's where you go out and you have to put an addition on the house. Now, the way you do that is you buy a huge staple gun, or maybe you wait for BBTS to send you a really large pile of loot. You take that enormous box that huge pile of loot came in, and you just totally staple it to the side of the house. And then you're good. You've got your own addition and you've got places to put the stuff that's unnecessary, like all your unmentionables can go in the box on the outside of the house. Let's see, toothpaste, all that stuff. Nobody needs that. Dishes can go in that box on the outside of the house. I'm trying to think of all this stuff that we use that we think's practical, but really, I mean, the only practicality are these kinds of things. So let's see, silverware, we can throw that out there. Stoves, wait for an especially large box to come in from BBTS, or maybe even go to Home Depot and get a box that someone would use to put a stove in and then put your stove in it. I think we're doing okay. I think we're clearing out plenty of stuff for you, Star. And even more so, if you don't want to do that, just sell the stove. Stoves are unnecessary. That's what microwaves are for. Oh boy, I get myself in trouble saying things like this. It's good times though. Anton, did you know that Eddie Murphy was originally supposed to be Eddie Valiant? Really? I had no idea. I knew Chris Farley was supposed to be. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry, it wasn't Chris Farley. Well, Chris Farley was supposed to be Shrek. I knew that, but no, I was thinking John Belushi was supposed to be in Ghostbusters. That would have been crazy. But I didn't know that about Eddie Murphy. All right, I'm going to keep pushing zip buttons. Skew, Teen Force, Molecule Lad, etc. Space Ghost. That was a terrible. I shouldn't speak sometimes when I do that. All right, what has we? Rick, I don't have any experience with Beast Kingdom. What's your experience? I don't have any experience with it, Brick. I know all the reviews I've seen have been kind of unfavorable. So it's kind of like when I see Super 7 reviews, I never see people like universally loving something coming out of Super 7, with the exception of, I think every review I saw of their Wingnut and Screw Loose from their Turtles line, I think everybody said that was great. But most of the time, Super 7 stuff, some people love it, some people hate it when they get it in hand. And I was hearing a lot more hate when it came to Beast Kingdom figures. So I'm hoping they've turned a corner if that's the case. And it's almost unfair for me to say anything just because I've never handled them. But when all the reviews you're looking at are saying they're not very good, you also don't want to spend money on them. So that's where I'm at. All right, Clankatron. Yes, Diamond Select did some pretty bad Invincible figs. Gotcha. So we know if Jada does get into Invincible, we know they'll at least be pretty good. Her Dark Side is one of the best figures out. Others depends. Hit and miss. Okay, that first Dark Side you're talking about, Skew? I thought it looked great, but because of things I'd heard about other Beast Kingdom stuff, I just didn't pull the trigger. Whew. I'm going to say something stunning and brave. Good Lord, Spaded One, are you okay? Do you need water? Does somebody need to hit you with some Gatorade? Have you had your electrolytes? The 2009 is the best Mofex Spidey thus far. Great work, few simple improvements, and plenty of options. That is awesome. See, I love it because Mofex is improving, Jada's improving. You can tell where the love goes, what companies show the love. Man, because you know that the Spidey body is basically the same base body with some tweaks in CAD or whatever they're using, ZBrush, to kind of smooth things out, maybe add lines in other places. I mean, that's one thing I'll say about Mofex. At least lines are sculpted in and all that stuff. But man, the fact that they must have taken that original model and figured out how to make adjustments in whatever, like I'm assuming tolerances, I'm assuming articulation. That is what I love to see from these companies. And that's one of the reasons I'm loving Jada so much. It's one of the reasons I've loved Mofex so much for quite a while. It's incredible. And it's great to see these companies constantly evolve. Star. I thought it was Jean Lafitte. Jean Lafitte? Maybe that's it. That sounds more like a thing, although John the Feet would be funnier. Galaxy Trio was awesome, man. I did not know my Hanna-Barbera, obviously, or were they something else? Let's see. I meant the Teen Force and Uglo. Uglo? Wait, hold on. Ugla. The Teen Force and Ugla. I'd still be okay with that. I can say Ugla and feel good about it. Toy Odyssey. It's an old Hanna-Barbera cartoon, Dave. Ah, I'm glad you filled me in because obviously you saw when I read it at first, I had no idea what was going on. Skew, because he's so tall anyway, Darkseid Beast Kingdom height isn't a problem. That's what I'm thinking too. Like obviously I think their figures, wasn't it an 8-inch scale? Or was it 7-inch? For some reason I was thinking it was 8-inch. But yeah, I don't mind a tall Darkseid to throw down with anybody. I love that, the look of both of those. The role of Peter Venkman was written by Dan Aykroyd for John Belushi. Okay, I knew that Belushi was supposed to be in there. I couldn't remember who the character was. But yeah, I could see, I mean, Bill Murray crushed it, but now you got to imagine Belushi delivering every one of those lines. Sci-Fi Dave from Displaying Model Behavior released a leak list for Marvel Legends. Lots of hopefully good stuff if true. I saw the video. Well, I kind of listened to the video, but I didn't pay much attention to it. What's some of your favorite stuff that he talked about? Skew, Just Incredible said it was a great Dark Side. He does pick up McFarlane, and the previous Dark Side he said was fire. Sweet. All right, then maybe I'll be checking some of this stuff out. That's what I like to hear. You got to love it. It's another company that is obviously improving. Thank you, Skew. It's not Jada, but does anyone have the Roman Key Gun Girl, aka the unlicensed cyberpunk edge runners Rebecca? Just ordered from Gundam in stock now. Can't wait. Man, I did not know that was based on Rebecca. I should have because I saw it and thought it was incredible. One of the things that Jada is supposed to be doing is they did show a prototype for Rebecca. So hopefully we'll get one of those from them as well. But now I'm doubly interested to go back and look at that Gun Girl again. Thank you, Brick. And let Brick know if any of you ended up picking that thing up. Because, yeah, when I saw it, it looked really cool. Skew, yep, I've heard it here too, Dave. The rest not so great. Got it. Ah, Skew, okay. Then I'm not insane ish. What do we have? I have a Beast Kingdom figure. It looks good, but the quality is garbage. Which one do you have, Ghost Have? That's kind of what I was hearing about things, about those kinds of figures, or about Beast Kingdom's figures. Star, when does Mattel take over the DC license from McFarlane? All we've heard is middle 2026. So I don't know if that means July. I mean, technically, you would think July 1st if it's true middle, but I don't know. Skew Brick, I love the Roman Key female's body. The jumpsuits custom one piece, can be a pain if they don't have a zipper. Oh, zippers. Onlyfigs.com now. Now I'm thinking about this when we're talking about, never mind, Brick. Dang, that Beast Kingdom Dark Side's Omega Beams look amazing. Yeah, Brick, did you see? So they did one that was a new 52 version too that looked incredible, but I didn't go near it just because of all the things I was hearing about Beast Kingdom. Now I'm having second thoughts. Star, I was wondering why McFarlane was still pumping them out. Oh, yeah. Todd's going to send out as many of those things as he can. And I don't blame him. It's got to be a pretty lucrative license. Not Dark Side, right? What? Yeah, not Dark Side. hoping it's not dark side. Skew 8-inch scale on Beast Kingdom. That's what I thought. All right, guys, we're gonna go till about 8:30. We'll keep it going till then. I've got to try out. So I got an ice cream maker, and I want to try it out. And I've got to eat dinner too. So yeah, I got to do that before I can try out the ice cream. That's kind of wrong, isn't it? I should probably try out the ice cream first. Brick. Tell me more, please, Ghost Tab. Fall apart. Plastic is garbage. Articulation. Spaded. I was in a shop recently that had prototypes of the Blitzway Robot Sesame Street characters. What? Absolutely wild item. All metal. Feels like handling a gun. I didn't even know they were doing robot Sesame characters or Sesame Street characters. That sounds kind of ridiculous and kind of cool. Those might be Sesame Street figures I'd pick up. Which figure was it? They'll. I think Ghost Tab's gonna tell us. I think we're gonna find out. All right. The others listen to Ghost Tab, Dave. Just Dark Side. All right. Isn't Beast Kingdom the company that some of you guys were saying to avoid? I've never had one, but your warnings were certainly heeded. I had heard, and now I've never handled one, but just listening to reviews, it sounded like Beast Kingdom was one to avoid. But if they have made those huge improvements on their previous Dark Side, then chances are they're going to keep those improvements going with their newer figures, which again is what I love to see. I love to see companies evolve and get better. A Hulk wave with a new abomination, hopefully Doc Samson and maybe U Force. Oh, that's right. The abomination would be cool, provided there's a ball peg waist. Doc Samson as well. Spaded one. That gun girl immediately made me think of Rebecca, but the proportions are all wrong. She's tall. No lolly. Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. I didn't even, I wonder if I saw it before, or if I saw that figure before I saw Cyberpunk, before I saw Edge Runners, and didn't put it together. Or maybe it was after, and I still didn't put it together. I think we are way overdue on a 112 Snake Plissken. His look is very toyetic. I wonder how Jada would do a Snake Plissken. I know that we've talked in the past about like my preference would be they keep it to anime, cartoony type stuff, but it would be cool to see with everything they've learned since the Universal Monsters line. It would be kind of cool to see how they'd handle a more realistic looking line, or even, and I think this would be kind of neat, doing kind of an animated look on live action properties. So like maybe an animated looking Snake Plissken, but I don't know if that would be something that sells, or if people are so into nostalgia that it better be the thing they saw, or they just won't buy it. I don't know. That would be one of those test things. But I think like an 80s movie character line that are just slightly more anime or cartoonified, I think that would be really cool. And an official 112th Madman, let's see, Mad Max of Gibson and Hardy. Ooh, yeah, see, that stuff would be cool. I'd love to see what they can do with the more realistic stuff now. But again, the tunified versions, I think I'd have more fun with. Yes, warning on all but Dark Side, pretty much adding that addendum. Oh no. Oh dear. Poor Beast Kingdom. Is the ice cream maker by Ninja Foods? It is not. It is Cuisinart. And I've had the drum in the freezer since last night, so I figure it's close to ready to, throw stuff in it. So I want to play sci-fi. I want Jada Count Chocula with his Monster Force vampires versus Neck the Count and his Mythic Legion's vampire army. What? Versus Neck the Count and his Mythic Legion's vampire army. Oh man. Okay. Jada Count Chocula versus all other like vampires would be hilarious. I'd be in. They did the monsters, Dave. They might be able to do Snake Plissken. I believe it. Well, that's what I mean. Like the monsters were their first things, weren't they? So since they've made all these improvements in other areas, I wonder if they'd crush it with the more realistic stuff. I bet they would. It's just then I start thinking, ooh, but like a toon version of Snake Plissken would be fun. Anton, chocolate, vanilla, or whipped ice cream. Yum, yum. Okay, so I've found some kind of recipe. I'm trying to eat really well. So this ice cream is heavy whipping cream and eggs with a little bit of vanilla. And that's it. And I'm going to see if I'm good with it or if eventually I'll decide I need to add just a little bit of sugar. So we'll see. And I don't think this is soft serve is the recipe I'm looking at, but maybe. So I'm just curious. It's more I'm curious about using the thing and I'm curious about how the ice cream is going to taste after I use it. I want to see Jada get the rights to the animated versions of various, let's see, R-rated movie cartoons, Rambo, RoboCop, Aliens, etc. See, I think that would be so cool, and they would go really well with everything else that Jada's working on right now. Like, imagine a Rambo that looks like he could go toe to toe with a Mafex Captain America. Because honestly, these Street Fighter figures look like they could go toe to toe with your Mafex figures. Like, that's why they're so awesome. Similar to NECA's Toonie Terrors? Oh, I don't know that I'd want to go that stylized. But yeah, I'd say similar. I mean, the idea is about the same, just a little less stylization. Good night, Anton. Thank you for stopping in, man. Really appreciate it. We'll see you and the next one. At the next one. See, words again. NECA Sesame Street, count the count. Oh, okay, okay. I did not know. Is he Count the Count or is he Count Von Count? I only remember thinking of him as the Count. I didn't watch much Sesame Street, but I do know. Ah, ah, ah. That's pretty much all I got. That's my entire Sesame Street knowledge is the Count's laugh. Skew, enjoy, Dave. Drum it up. Oh, I can't wait, Skew. I likes ice cream. And hopefully I likes this ice cream. Toy Odyssey, I think Snake Plissken would be better off with Jada Toys. Oh, you know what? Okay, here's what we got. We put the realistic version with Haya, and we get the tunified version, like the slightly more tunified, like I say, not crazy, but the slightly more tunified version with Jada. I don't know. I'm just wondering. I'm wondering if people would even go for that. Is the thing, you know? Star. I can think of more video game IPs that I want to see Jada do than I can cartoons. Yeah, truly. I don't know why I'm yawning. Well, Star, start naming them off. Let's see what you got. We still have a few minutes to go. Skew, we really have to slowly request and expand what Jada is working on. They are not over expanding too fast. So Hanna-Barbera, Ruby Spears, Ad Icons, Green Giant, anybody. Also, though, say what you want. A Green Giant. Also, though, say what you want. A Green Giant would be kind of cool. Their first, like, I think we've talked about him before, kind of their first maybe crowdfund. I'm not sure. Only way June will hear about it, and it might get done. Yeah, there is truth to that. Spade one. Imagine a Jada Toys Chuck Norris Karate Commandos line. See, that would be fun. I would totally get a Chuck Norris action figure. Spade one star. How about Cadillacs and dinosaurs? Ooh. I wonder if you could even use that name these days. Warner Brothers relationship, we might get Looney Tunes. That's right up their alley, the way they did Tony and Chester. You know what? Let's think about this. We think they're going to have an Invincible line. We think they're going to start an Invincible line. Name me one other, with the information we have so far, name me one other line you think they could go with, or they might be primed to start up very soon. I would love it if it were Looney Tunes, but if I'm a betting man, I would say it's probably more the Capcom properties for the Marvel versus Capcom type figures. But I'm guessing Invincible, and I'm guessing that. So, does anybody have any other guesses with the information that we currently have? Sorry, pushing things. Toypixx. I got my SH Han Solo last week. I think SH should make Lando Calrissian figure. I remember, I think you told us about the Han, which looks awesome. Yes, I would love it if SHF or even MoffX, if anybody did a great Lando figure. I think that would be a blast. But which one do you want? Do you want Cloud City, or do you want him as the general? Or do you want him in Han's outfit? I think I'd go Cloud City, but I don't know. Some days I'm thinking General Lando would be cooler. I would lose my mind if Jada ever did figs for StarCraft and StarCraft 2. Companies always seem to start with Warcraft first. That shake things up a bit, Jada. Go StarCraft first, please. I don't know my StarCraft. I think Warcraft is, well, no, I'm thinking World of Warcraft. Is that the same thing? Yes, Invincible is highly probable. That's where I'm at, Skew. I'm thinking that's happening. What's another one? Let's see. Spaded one. Dinos are always gold. I think that too. That's why Dinobots are so awesome. They're dinosaurs and robots. You can't beat that combination. Spade one. Or Ninja Baseball Batman? What? I think if we're talking Batman variant and it's Ninja and it's baseball, I think you have hit the Todd McFarlane trifecta right there, Spaded one. I mean, we know he loves baseball. We know he's done plenty of figures of Batman and ninjas. I think that's what we need. We need him to do that. Skew, Poker Face is fired, June. It was funny when the guy said, "Oh, I don't know, June. I don't think you have a great poker face." June goes, "Actually, I'm really good at poker." I thought that was quality. Like, oh, I see how it is. So am I totally wrong? Does he not have Invincible? Who knows? Kyrus, yes, Cloud City version first, and then general version second. Awesome, Kyrus. I think that's where I'd be most days. Some days I'm like, the general. The general's got to come first. Sci-fi, there's going to be a second wave of Secret Wars, which includes Absorbing Man, Constrictor, Retro Falcon, and a few others. Also, another Spider-Man wave. Well, that doesn't surprise me. The others could be kind of cool, though. Retro Falcon. They keep coming close to that, but they don't quite make it. So if they actually make a real Retro Falcon, that'd be cool. All right, Spaded, bro. Ninja Baseball Batman is worth a Google later. Epic game. All right, all right. I figured with a space between Bat and Man and both being capped, I figured I was missing something, but ooh, that sounds like something that Bruce Wayne should put on and go to work with. Todd Father didn't hear this combo. Probably true. Kairos Toypixx, have you ever considered Magic Square Transformers? I've been tempted. They're so tiny and great looking. I've looked at them. I think they look amazing. But again, when it comes to Transformers, if I'm going to have the studio set up, I don't know if you know Kairos or anybody else in the chat, I'm right by a Target. I mean, like, there's a parking lot, there's a little tiny hill, and then there's Target. And the parking lot's the parking lot from the building that I work out of. So I want people, let's say I'm showing people how to take pictures of stuff. Obviously, they're not going to be able to find Mofex at that Target. They're probably not going to be able to find much in terms of Jada, but they can find Transformers. So I'm sticking right now to the Hasbro Takara Tomy stuff. So I kind of know what's going on in the world of those Transformers just because they're more accessible to other people. That said, some of that third party stuff looks amazing. And yes, Magic Square is one of them that certainly does. Spaded One, 4-player co op beat 'em up featuring sports themed Mega Man robots. What? Really? Ah, that sounds kind of ridiculous. And I do like ridiculous. But remember, guys, the last video game I played was Halo 3. Well, maybe not the last one I played, the last one I got into. But somebody else was telling me tonight, oh, dude, you got to start playing Monster Hunter. It's awesome. So I might need to, we'll see. We'll see if I am able to expand my nerd horizon so I'm less of a bad nerd in the near future. I'd like to know what Jada thinks of the idea of acquiring properties based on tabletop gaming like Infinity. I'd love that. I have no idea what Infinity is. I wonder. So Jada is going with, they're kind of going with wacky things, you know? I mean, outside of what Capcom has, you're getting a Frosty, you're getting Chester Cheetah and other food mascots. Man, I'm just, Jada's crazy. I mean, I had no idea they were going to dump Frosty the Snowman on us. And then I saw that. Who knows? Like, truly, I have no idea what they're thinking when it comes to these properties. I just know they're awesome figures. You hype for Legends, Hypno Hustler, Rick James, boots included. I did see the pictures there when Dave was talking about those. I don't know. Maybe I'm not the Marvel Legends guy, but if I see something wacky enough, I might decide I need it. Kyra's cool. I just got Titania figures. Secret Wars was my first comic story I ever read. Yeah, I think you were talking about Titania too. She looks like a great figure. If they go nuts and start adding some ball peg waste, I'm going to go nuts. And buy more Marvel Legends. Clankatron, Magic Squares out of my budget and shelf space, but I want their Bruticus. Bruticus. I don't know that I've seen their Bruticus. I might have to look that up. Skew, Kool-Aid Man. Yes, got to get him June. Oh, yeah. Ooh. I wonder what they would do with a Kool-Aid Man. Imagine the way, the big pitcher. How many points of articulation would they fit into that pitcher? That would be amazing. Spanwin, whoever told you to play Monster Hunter is right and a true friend. Listen to that person. He loves you. Got it, Spaded One. Got it. Yeah, he was saying that the new Monster Hunter, people were complaining about how easy the monsters were. But then with whatever they did recently, or maybe the last couple monsters, he's like, yeah, people stopped complaining about that because of how hard they are to beat. He was telling me he had like all the armor, he had all the weapons, and he still wasn't able to beat them. So he's like, yeah, they made adjustments. One of the best gaming experiences, period. Oh no. Do people even, what console is Monster Hunter? Is it a bunch of them? Sci-fi, Jada should do the characters from the first heavy metal animated movie. Oh boy. Hope you're hearing all these, June. Star, Jada should have included a melted Frosty up there. Maybe a clear little puddle with a hat. Sweet. If that hat comes off of Frosty, oh, all you need, okay, so all you need is like a little cellophane. So you know the clear plastic bags you guys get fruits and vegetables in and all that stuff? Go to the store whenever you're buying your apples or whatever, just bring the little piece of cellophane home, just cut a little puddle and put a hat on top of it. And there you go. We've got our Frosty. That is twisted and I love it. Or you could do that with any of your action figure wrappers too, or like the plastic on them. You just kind of cut out the shape and put the hat on that. That's probably more durable. Hypno Hustler versus Dazzler versus Star Lord Dance versus Ronan the Accuser. Intergalactic multiversal epic dance battle. Oh, see, now, Skew, that is probably the closest anyone said of anything to make me tempted to pick up some Legends. Now I'm sitting here going, oh, dance off, bro. That'd be crazy. And you got to throw the Beyonder in there too, I think. Yeah, also Magic Square Devastator is so great looking, so tempted. I'll have to look. I don't think I've seen any of their combiners. Unless I'm just totally blanking. No, wait, I was thinking New Age, maybe. I'll have to look some more. Why stop at edibles? Maybe Jada could do Mr. Clean or that green snot guy from Mucinex. The Mucinex guy would be awesome because he's kind of like this gangster dude. That'd be hilarious. Oh, we've gone off the rails. I like it. Facts, heavy metal figures would be dope. Dope. Da, 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 da. I should just have Looney Tunes music playing softly in the background as kind of, just hinting a little more, hinting a little more. Ah, melted frosty. Yep. That melted frosty idea is amazing. I want now. Star, let's see, the Nason XB or the Burger King Kids crew. Oh, the Burger King crew. Or you know what else? We could get like the McDonald's crew too. Like they were super famous for a bit. Hamburglar. We need Hamburglar. See, then gotta have Heat Miser. Oh, that's true. Oh no. So many. And Jada, like June, has thought of so many of these already. And he's trying to figure out how to make a bunch of them happen. Now you're hitting a nerve. I love both. The misers need Mother Nature too. Ah, this stuff's so good. I love these kinds of discussions. And Snow Miser, yep. What if they do like the Rankin Bass Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? Like, what would they do next? I keep wondering. I know that I keep thinking two packs, but if they don't do a two pack, how do you do Rudolph? You can't do Rudolph on his own. You need Santa with Rudolph, I would think. Or maybe was the dentist name Herbie? So maybe Herbie and Rudolph, but I think Santa and Rudolph would sell better. But I don't know that Rudolph on his own would do really sweet. But this is just me, thinking about more of the Rankin Bass. See, I want to see figs of Little Debbie and Dolly Madison going at each other over a pastry. Sold. Oh, it's like a recipe fight. That would be amazing. All right, guys, it's 8:30. I appreciate everybody coming out and hanging out. It was always fun tonight, just like it's always fun every other night. Rankin Bass, Rudolph, and Santa and Herbie would be fire. Oh, yeah, that would be fun. But yeah, it's time. I got to go make ice cream and I got to go make dinner. So thanks as always for stopping by. You could have done anything and you hung out here with all of us. And we all hugely appreciate it. So until next time, have fun, happy snapping. And hey, June, I hope you get this, man. I hope you see how much fun we have talking about your stuff, even if you don't respond. So there you go, folks. Have fun and happy snapping. See ya.